Hi everybody. Today we are going to see the most frequently asked questions in Python interview questions like what is the difference between iloc and a log in pandas data frame. So I am going to explain you today the exact difference between iloc and log in a pandas data frame. So the main key difference between this is iloc is a position based indexing, which means in order to, as we already know that pandas data frame is a two-dimensional array with rows and columns. If you want to pick a particular row, you need to specify the position of the row. If you want to a particular row by using iloc, by specifying the row position, we'll get the row. By using loc, we can pick the row by means of a label. It can be a row label or a column label. Okay, that is the main difference. Ilog is a position based indexing, which means we can select a row based on the index of it, whereas loc is a label based indexing, which means we can select based on the row label or a column label. And also the way we can select us by using this iloc and loc. We can select a single row, or we can select a multiple rows. We can select multiple rows and put them together into a list. These are the three ways which we are going to discuss today. How we are going to select a single row, how we are going to select a multiple rows, how we are going to select the multiple rows and put them into a single list in both the variations, in both iloc as well as loc log. Okay, so this is what I tried to mention. If it returns a single row, what is the way we are doing performing it? If it returns a multiple rows, what is the way we are doing it? How we are trying to put them? If you once we retrieve the multiple rows, how we are trying to put them together in a list? So for that, anyhow, we first need to import our regular pandas as PD. So then let us take this a data frame. So if you could observe, this is an employee data frame we created using pd.dataframe. So this employee data frame consists of four columns: EMPID, EMP name, age, and gender. Also, as we said, most of the data structures in Python are zero based. Instead of zero based index, I just renamed it with all A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, and all in alphabetical order indexes. Okay, so before we'll try to just display this data frame for our better understanding. Okay, also we'll try to know the shape of it also. As I said, there is one more attribute called shape, which we can call upon the employee data frame so that it will give you the shape of it. So the expected shape will be 10 by 4. Okay. So let us give print df underscore employee dot shape. So let us run it. Before we are moving into iloc and loc itself, we are trying to display what exactly is our data frame contains and what is its shape. That is this. These are the these two statements regarding the employee data frame and these two statements regarding the shape of it. We just call dot shape attribute. So now if you have a look, this is our employee data frame. It consists of employee ID, employee name, age, and gender. Okay, and these are all the respective values. So this is row 1, and row 1 I indexed it. If you could observe, I indexed it with A, B, and all. So that's why our indexes are A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, and this is exactly our data frame. And the shape of the data frame is 10 rows and 4 columns. So this is what is our data frame. I hope you understood our employee data frame. Now how we are going to retrieve a single row from this pandas employee data frame. So for that, I'm just giving a print statement using iloc. So what exactly is our iloc? Iloc is based on the position. This is a position based index. So let us give using iloc at, if you want, suppose at position 2. using iloc at position 2. How we are going to do it? I'm just giving it in a display statement itself. Print. So first df of underscore employee dot iloc put two square brackets, and then as we want it at the position 2, so I am putting the position as 2 itself. So when you come and we say, as we said, data frame is zero based. This is the 0th location, first location, second and third location, but we are interested in second location. So our expected output should be regarding this 103 e3 32 and f. Let us run it. So now using iloc at position 2, 103 is the employee ID, E3 is the employee name, 32 and this is exactly is how we retrieved the row. Okay. We retrieved the row at position 2. Suppose if you want at position 1 or position 5 randomly. Let us run it. Let us replace this within the square brackets with 5. Save it and run it. At fifth position, you have 106. If you could observe 0th, first, second, third, fourth, fifth. Fifth position, you have 106, E6, 36, and female. Okay. And this is what we replaced that indexes with A, B, C, D, and all. Okay. That's why this appeared like this. If you are not using any index argument here within this pd.data frame, it will actually give you 0 itself. But I replaced it because we require it for the loc method. So now this is how we retrieved a row at this is how we can retrieve a row at fifth position or second position or third position or whatever position you want by means of iloc. Then how you are going to retrieve a row by using loc. Okay, so that also I'll just give you here. So using loc it is not a position based. Okay, at label, some label. So as we said, we have a b c d e f g h I j. You can mention whatever label we want. Let me give an e at label e. So when it is label e, so I need to write the same thing, df underscore employee dot loc, and I need to mention the label e. Let me run this. So label E means 105, E5, 65, M is what we need, right? At label E we have this. This is at label E we have this. So this is our expected output. Let us save and run it. So we'll quickly jump into using LOC at label E 105, E5, 65 and M. Assume if you want to know it at label I, we'll just replace it with I. Save it and run. And when you let us check it with I. With I, we are expecting it's 109, E9, 48 and M. Run. 109, E9, 48 and M. Okay. So this is all about retrieving or selecting a single row within a data frame. Using iloc, we will be mentioning the position, which is an integer based. Iloc is an integer based indexing. Similarly, LOC is a indexed based indexing. That is why whatever index we had here, we are giving. If we are not replacing it with A, B, C, D and all, we will be giving an integer itself. But as we want to know the difference, we renamed them in the form of A, B, C, D and all. We gave it this. So this is how we are retrieving the single row. Then comes into picture how you are going to retrieve the multiple rows. Okay. Multiple rows means, suppose if you want your rows like multiple consequent rows. Multiple consequent in the sense, if you want somewhere in between 0 to 2, or if you want somewhere in between 1 to 4, or if you want somewhere in between 2 to 7. So how we are going to, let me write this. Multiple rows doesn't mean that it is you're going to get a random rows. Multiple consequent rows, how you're going to achieve it using iloc. So this is how, if you want using iloc from Let me give a 2 to 4. Okay, if you want from 2 to 4, you need to give from position 2 to 5, because using iloc, if you are giving from 2 to 5 means it will include two at second position, at third position, at fourth position, and it will not include fifth position. It will exclude fifth position. As we want from 2 to 4, we are giving 2 to 5. If you want fifth also, 2 to 5, we need to replace it with 2 to 6, which means it will give you at second position, third position, fourth position, fifth position. It will give you the four rows, four consequent rows starting from the index 0. When you give this df underscore employee dot iloc 2 to 6, it will give you four consequent rows starting from the index 2. Let us check this. Four consequent rows starting from index 2. This is our index 2, right? 0, 1, 2. So from here, 103, 104, 105, 106. This should be our expected output. Let me run and check. So using iloc from 2 to 5. So 103, 104, 105, 106. Okay. So if you could observe, sixth position didn't come. It will not give you that. That will be excluded. Okay. This is how we are going to get multiple consequent rows using iloc. And this is an integer based. We are using a simple colon. So as we already know, at whatever indices we want, we will mention the indices, integer based indices. Only thing is we'll be including a semicolon in between them. Okay. Then how you're going to return, or how you're going to retrieve multiple consequent rows based on a column or a row index. So using log from labeled index. I'm just giving the labeled index, or labeled index in the sense, let us give an A to, or A or some C to H. When it comes to C to E, I'll give an E. From C to E, here the different, how you're going to replace it. So df underscore employee dot log, C will be giving colon E. So you want till E. Here the difference is E will also be included when you are giving LOC. Whatever the end value you are giving, that will also be included for LOC. Whatever the end value you are giving here will not be included in the ILOC. Let us check this. C and D. C and D. So now when you are giving C and E, your expected output should be this 103, 104, 105. Let us save and run. This C to E. Okay. If you could observe, E is also included. Whereas here when you're giving from 2 to 5, you're not getting, sorry, from 2 to 6. When you're giving 2 to 6, 6 is not at all included. You are getting only second, third, fourth, and fifth. This is one major difference between iloc and loc when you're trying to retrieve multiple consequent rows. Okay. This is one major difference you need to make a note. And then there is one more way. Suppose now if you could observe, you got it all these in the form of a data frame itself. If you want these to be in the form of a list, how you are putting it? So now the same way, in form of list using, sorry, in form of list using iloc. The same statement, only thing is you need to add a one more list, right? Within this you need to add a list, as you want it in the form of a list. And when you're giving a list, you need to mention what are all the columns you want. Suppose like to third, at second position, at third position, at fourth position, at fifth position. If you want all these, suppose the same way 2 to 6, if you are giving it in the form of a data frame, you are giving a simple colon and this. But when you want it in the form of a list, you need to mention like this at each individual position 2, 3, 4, 5. It need not be consequent here. Randomly you can give 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 and all also, but I'm just giving 2, 3, 4, 5. Let us run and check. So in the form of a list using iloc, this is how you will get. Okay. So then in the form of a list using in the form of a list using loc loc. You're getting it to the loc. So that also, if you know, if you could understand from the top iloc, you need to include a list. So whatever the columns you want, it can be C, let us give a random. C, E, G, okay, and let us run this. These three will be into a list. C, E, and G. Okay, this is all about the difference between iloc and loc. The major difference is iloc is a zero based position, it is a position based indexing. LOC is a label based indexing. The may and one more major difference is when you're returning multiple consequent rows, the end part will not be included in the iloc, and the end part is also included in the LOC. So this is all is the major difference between iloc and loc. So for more program, please subscribe to this. Thank you.